Honestly, I've had a few paranormal experiences I can remember growing up. It's hard to choose just one, but this one sticks out for me. I think because once I opened up about what I saw, it was affirmed by the owners of the house where I saw it. I was a senior in high school, and one of my friend's homes was a very popular spot for parties, as her parents were well off and normally on cruises or something, while they left the kids at home. The parties were always pretty well the same: music, beer, games, and so on. Although I was never a huge drinker, so I always went just to hang out with friends and not get wasted. And as a result, I was usually always the only coherent one as the night reached the morning hours. The layout of the main floor was circular, and by that I mean the foyer connected to a sitting room on the left. The sitting room connects to the dining room, which connects to the kitchen, which walks through to the living room, which connects back to the foyer. So from the living room you can see into the dining room through a doorway and into the sitting room at the same time, with the central wall of the main floor obscuring your view between them. This is important to describe how I saw what I saw. This particular night, as the party died down and most attendees left, it was just our core group of friends that were left at the house, 6 or 7 of us, and at about 2 a.m. or so we decided to put a movie on and all fall asleep while watching it to end the night. 20 minutes or so into the movie there was only 3 of us left awake, and this is when I saw it. I was sitting on the floor in front of the couch watching the movie. To my right was the kitchen, which led into the dining room, and I felt like I saw something moving through the kitchen, so I turned my head to see what it was, and I saw what looked like an extremely tall, thin man. Like, head scraping the ceiling, tall, with elongated limbs, not unlike the depictions of Slender Man, walk past the doorway in the dining room heading in the direction of the sitting room. I lost sight of him as he walked behind the wall past the other side of the door frame, so I sat up to get a better look at the doorway of the sitting room, which was the direction he was heading, and a second or two later he crossed the sitting room doorway, only this time he was crawling on his hands and knees. I didn't know what was happening, so I froze and kept staring at the doorframe long after he disappeared behind the adjacent wall of the sitting room. When I decided to look away, my 2 friends who were still awake were staring at me. One asked what I was looking at, which I didn't really answer. I brushed it off like maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me, considering it was super late and that side of the house was dark. Despite this, I told my friend, whose house it was, a few days later at school what I saw, and she thought it was pretty creepy. But the kicker was, a week or so later she came up to me at school to tell me she told her parents what I had seen that night, and in her words, their faces went white and wide-eyed. And she proceeded to tell me that they told her they both have seen a tall man in their home lurking around.